be buried in Qatar. Beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News at 8. I am David Opokwasile. Remember, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. We welcome you to the news. We begin in Awka, where shops, petrol stations, markets and event centers were running or booming in Awka, the state capital, Nibo, Enugu, Nwagwagolo, Ekulobia and Oko, despite the ongoing end bad governance protests which continued yesterday in parts of the country. Our correspondent, Chibuzo Bidike, went to town to monitor if there are gathering of protesters in any part of the state and the level of economic activities going on.
However, ABS News crew observed that at major banks, only security operatives were seen moving around as movement seemed restricted, while the federal and state roads were free from any protests or assemblies. At the Jerome Udod State Secretariat, Awka, and the Federal Secretariat, ABS witnessed high number of civil servants at work just like every other day. Speaking to the ABS, a resident of Enugu, Mr. Onwubiko Onwumeze, said that the nationwide anti-hardship and bad government protest is good but hurtful, as many who are in the market are as a result of hunger, while others are participating through sit at home to avoid hadaino.
Even the federal government on daily basis in the aguni bukali. Ndi nwula nkaba ndi nondo. Ma ona government acho igbo nwe face oku. Ana ekwu na ife siri ike government nwe obu okute, obu nkume. We just go private jet at the price of 156 million naira per one, two. Yanwa one. Onye isi ala nwe one. Osotie vice president nwe one. Ana ekwu na ife siri ike na agụ na agụbu mmadụ. Onwe obu wefte 21 billion naira. We na renovate una alụrụ alụ. Ebe vice president yebi. Oro mmadụ bivu na ya fa ma we bata.
The story was the same at Ekulobia and Oko. Businesses were booming, while students were seen going about their daily activities without any form of rumor, protest, or violence, especially at Eke Ekulobia, Federal Polytechnic Oko, Obo, all in Orumba North Council area. Speaking in Ekulobia and Oko respectively, a transporter, Mr. Chimezie Eziruma, and the Secretary General of NANS Zone F, Comrade Cynthia Felix, appreciated Governor Chukwuma Soludo's developmental agenda in the council area and said that traders, residents, and students in the area, although they acknowledge the hardship in the country, but will not be pushed into increased untold suffering to satisfy selfish interests of some groups.
The students of Southeast, especially Anambra, are not going to partake in this process. Reason being that the life, property, and every life of every student in Anambra, as well as an Anambarians, are very important to us. So, as an Anambarian and the comrade here, I want to say thank you to the governor. Sisi Soludo, he has been doing well, and we're proud of what he's doing here. So there's no cause for alarm.
They used the opportunity to decry the regular increase in cost of commodities and asked that the government should expertise palliative measures in reducing the sufferings faced by the citizenry, pointing out that protests should not always be the first.
And still on the protest, ABS News crew moved around town, and in this report, Chibuzo Okoye found that in Anambra State, there was low compliance to the protests.
A visit to popular urban stores, everyday supermarkets, and others showed that they are closed and only few security officers were seen around the city. At Ekoka Market, it was observed that only less than 1% of the traders opened their shops for businesses. speaking to the ABS on their preparedness to ensure that there is peace and tranquility in the state. The Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Tochukwu Ikenga, said that the command deployed their men around the city and at every critical state and national infrastructure around the state. Mr. Ikenga, who noted that there was no protest in Anambra, revealed that they deployed officers who are not in their uniforms to help them monitor the environment and gather intelligence at all times. Even though it looks like a public holiday for many civil servants in the state, those on essential duties such as media practitioners, security officials, and health workers are on their various duty posts.
Anambra Governor's wife, Mrs. Noy Soludo, has explained that the greatest privilege of being alive is to ensure that such existence is fulfilled through deeds that leave lasting impacts on humanity. The governor's wife was speaking at an event organized to mark her 54th birthday celebration in Awka, noted that each chapter of her life is a reflection of God's immense grace, which ought to be celebrated in a way that shows appreciation and testimony. We bring you the report.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. We wish you more years. We wish you more years.
Speaking at the ceremony where about 5,000 less privileged persons, including widows and widowers, received free medical checkups, bags of rice, beans, gallons of oil, wheelchair, the governor's wife promised to continue to use her existence to bring greater social change. Mrs. Soludo also stated that the most significant message of her birthday celebration is to teach people the essence of love and friendship and urge everyone who celebrated with her to live in line with the ideology that a society without love is at war with itself. She also spoke about the importance of owning household gardens and maintained that the only way to beat current food crisis and rising killer disease is to embrace agriculture in the most organic practice.
Another thing in Nayono is show love to people. Show love. If Nanya, open your program because of my birthday. Just make Onye to smile out today. See, I know a lot of seeds. I say, name me Choleco. Oya Obunaga Anachi. Or Ludo. But when you very can need it with a cheese here. And why I go on my initiative, healthy living. Need it a cheese here. I am a home. I tell you, neighbor need healthy. After moon, I got a no quadro. I need it. Neighbor.
In their separate goodwill messages, the Anambra Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ifyo Binabo, the Transition Committee Chairman of Idemili South, Mrs. Amakobi, the Executive Chairman of Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, ASUBE, Dr. Vera Nwadinobi, among others, spoke about how the governor's wife has used her life of kindness and selflessness to change the world around her and extended their prayers for God's blessing and grace.
Eziokwu n'obodo siri ike mana mesi n'elu wee gosi obodo ọ dị mma. Ọ kpọrọ m sị m na ọ karịa ma anyị ncha banyere n'ugbo na nkọta ịkọta onye ọzọ akọta praise dị ọkakwa daa good. O wee sọka m na ntị.
Routine exercise is the way to healthy living.
Mmache ihe o mere ụmụ akwụkwọ.
Mrs. Soludo also distributed 1,000 packs of hybrid seed to support her ongoing free seed program and garden campaign. The head of service in Anambra, Barrister Theodora Ibwebwe, Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, and that of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Tony Collins Nwabunwanne, the Anambra State Women Leader of APGA, Mrs. Esther Onyekesi, among others, was at the event.
As the Anambra State government proceeds and prepares to conduct the local government elections, the Anambra State House of Assembly has confirmed the chairman and members of Anambra State Independent Electoral Commission. The Assembly confirmed the members during its plenary session following a letter presented to the Assembly by the governor. for screening and confirmation. We bring you the reports. The members of the commission are Magistrate Chinelo Osakwe, Chairman, Mrs. Benedine Obande, Member, Barrister Cyril Ibukwe, Member, Sachinedu Nalo, Member, Mrs. Helen Ifeanyi, Member, and Mr. Emeka Okeke, Member. Addressing the members of the commission, the Speaker, Right Honorable Somto Chukwudeze, noted that the Assembly is working tirelessly to enable the governor to conduct local government elections as he promised in the Anambra, while highlighting their efforts in passing the ANSEC law. Congratulating the members of the commission, Right Honorable Deze reminded them of the high expectations from the Anambra, emphasizing that it's an opportunity to deliver for the people, and there is no room for disappointment. He assured the commission that the Assembly will work towards ensuring that the state gets the best, urging them to be dedicated, committed, and selfless in their duties. In a vote of thanks, the chairman of the commission, Magistrate Osakwe, promised to work for the interest of the state and will not disappoint in any aspect. Members of staff of Anambra Broadcasting Service celebrated the 60th birthday anniversary of her managing director, Sachido Obidiegwu, by giving him a surprise birthday party. Sachido was caught unawares on arrival at work when members of staff welcomed him with birthday songs, prayers, and wishes. Chibuzo Obidike filed the report.
Sachido, who was elected by the ululation and chants of Aguji Ogene, his moniker, took to his dancing shoes to showcase God's blessings of good health on his 60th birthday. Speaking before cutting the cake, a deputy director of programs, Comrade Roy Ekunife, thanked God for blessing Sachido with good health and promised that the staff will continue to give him support to move the station forward.
But we thank God today that our MD is alive in the land of the living, celebrating 60, that's 60. And we are looking forward to very, very many more years to come. Amen. In prosperity, in good health, amen, and in all the precious desires of his heart.
For the Director of News and Current Affairs Department of the station, Mrs. Judy Jeff Nwabweze, Sachido's quest for excellency and dedication to duty are some of the qualities that dear her to him in their over 50 years of friendship, and assure him of her continuous support as she prayed for God's blessing upon him and his household.
It has spanned through about 50 years, yes, if not more than. So I've known him too well, and I'm so happy. I'm rejoicing with him today that he clocked 60 years. Many graceful years ahead, and a lot of prosperity, good health, and every other thing that God will want to bestow on you. You know, happy birthday, my boss and my brother. God bless you.
Responding, the ABS boss thanked the staff for the birthday wishes, saying that at 60, his goal is to forgive and embrace love to accomplish Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision for the organization.
Waking up this morning in my reflection, I said that at 60, one thing I must do is to win myself of that unforgiveness. Because if somebody has hurt you, or if you have hurt somebody, apologize and also forgive. Love each other, love one another, forgive, and even if you may not forget, but forgive. Let's work together and move ABS to an enviable height.
At the appointed time, a saxophonist, Makana Magzi Ezatu, took the center stage and drilled the celebrant with special melodies.
Human Rights and Empowerment Project Limited, GTH Rep, in collaboration with IG Agowo Health and Academic Foundation, IGAHF, have hosted a highly impactful one-day intensive youth development and empowerment training at ASU Secretariat Hall, Nnamdi Azikiwe University in Awka. The event, aimed at equipping young minds with essential skills and knowledge, featured a dynamic lineup of speakers who spoke on self-leadership, self-development, reinventing patriotism, and selfless service. Chimeri Chukwu Meziem has the details.
In his speech, the Executive Director of Human Rights, Barrister Francis Moneke, said that the aim of organizing this program is to promote human rights and empower the youth, stressing that the empowerment project will be taken to 20 states in Nigeria with the aim of impacting more than 12,000 youth in Nigeria. According to him, youth are the architect of Nigerian future. Hence, they are happy to support this initiative and look forward to witnessing the impact of the collective efforts.
So our aim is to ensure that many people are pulled out from poverty and to assume leadership positions. And that is why we target these young ones, the youth. We believe that they are the leaders of tomorrow. And we need to empower them, not only to become successful in life, but also to be very efficient and effective leaders.
A lecturer in the Department of Applied Chemistry in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Mr. Kingsley Oboji, a guest speaker, delivered a thought-provoking section on self-leadership, emphasizing on the importance of personal growth. Also encouraged the young people to take ownership of their lives and strive for excellence.
Give your life time. Stop being too careless. Stop making so much noise. Become intentional. Become conscious of what you do within and around your life. Be in charge of your life. That anytime you're woken from sleep, you can be consistent in who you are and what you're saying.
As protests kicked off nationwide on Thursday, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, was spotted at the presidential villa in Abuja yesterday. Though the topic of the discussion remained unknown as of the time of filing this report, it was believed to be to the hunger protest which began on Thursday with the FCT as an epicenter. The FCT saw massive demonstrations from crowds who thronged the central business district and suburbs as security officials fired tear gas to disperse protesters. Meanwhile, the FCT minister said the federal government was open to having dialogue with the protesters. Wike stated this while handing over the staff of office to 4 newly coronated chiefs of Karu, Kwari, Pahai, and Yaba in Abuja. He commended protesters who refused to be violent and urged them to continue to remain peaceful, noting that it was better to have a dialogue and iron out issues with the government. Funeral ceremonies for Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh are to be held in Qatar after his assassination in Iran deepened fears of widening regional conflicts. Mourners gathered at the Imam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahab Mosque in Doha and performed funeral prayers for the Palestinian armed group political chief ahead of his burial at a cemetery in Rusil, north of Qatar's capital. Hamas had said that Arab and Islamic leaders, as well as representatives of other Palestinian factions and members of the public, would attend the event in the city where Haniyeh had lived, along with representatives from the group's political office. Israel did not directly comment on the killing of Haniyeh and a bodyguard in a pre-dawn attack on the accommodation in Tehran early on Wednesday, but has been accused by Hamas, Iran and others of the attack. The Hamas leaders' assassination came just hours after Israel struck a southern suburb of Beirut, killing Fouad Shukr, the military commander of the Iran-allied Lebanese group Hezbollah. Israel has taken responsibility for this attack. Hamas has called for a day of furious rage to coincide with the burial in Doha and encouraged ruling anger marches from every mosque following Friday's prayers to protest against Haniyeh's killing, as well as Israel's ongoing war on Gaza. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Television Oka. You can follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Before we go, here are the main points again. We told you that Anambra State has recorded zero compliance to the nationwide End Bad Governance in Nigeria protests. We also told you that Anambra State House of Assembly has confirmed board members of ANSIEC. On the nationwide protest, the federal government is ready for dialogue as protests last, as Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh is to be buried in Qatar. We remind you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. I am David Okpokwasile.